For me, I think the biggest thing that football taught me was how to overcome adversity.
At some point in your life, you're going to have some tough times.
You have to have that next play mentality.
That cohesiveness and that working together, that's really something special that you can't get in a lot of other areas.
When you practice that and you live that in other phases of your life, it becomes second nature because all you know how to do is fight.
It's not an easy game. If it were easy, everyone would do it.
You start to appreciate the smaller contributions that people make. You don't just look at the big one because you knew it took 6 or 7 other guys who are unsung.
And you can't take shortcuts and be successful.
Doing what they do to make it possible for the guy getting the press clippings or whatever it might be.
In this game, whether it's as a coach or a player.
So I would certainly say that you definitely got a very quick lesson in how to overcome adversity playing football.
Thursday Night Football as the Cleveland Browns visit the Baltimore Ravens, and let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams in this ball game. Starting with the Browns, number one, I think they have to minimize those mental mistakes that has plagued them all season long. This is a big reason why the Browns are 0-9 on the season. They can't beat themselves because the opposing team is already doing a good job of doing so. So again, no penalties, no turnovers, no drop passes. Those things are mental mistakes that turn into physical mistakes that affect them on a football field. Also, their third down defense has to be excellent. They want to keep this Baltimore Ravens offense that seems to have found some life off the field, and if they can do so, it'll be because their third down defense was excellent, and they have to ride the running game. The Browns do a great job of running downhill with that ground game with Isaiah Crowell and also Duke Johnson. If they can run the football and shrink this ball game, I think that favors them in the long run. And for the Ravens in this ball game, number one ties into the last point I made for the Cleveland Browns. Their interior defensive line, which has been excellent all season long, must continue to excel to put the Browns in a situation where it becomes a Cody Kessler versus Joe Flacco game. If they can hold their own on the interior, they can stop that Browns running game and make them one-dimensional. We'll discuss that a little bit more so in the whiteboard segment of this video. And Joe Flacco has to be precise with his passing. He did so last week versus Pittsburgh, and it ended up being a Ravens victory. And if they can have an encore performance throwing the football, i.e. Joe Flacco, it goes a long way in helping Baltimore win this game. And it's about 4 quarters of pressure. You want to give a rookie quarterback in Cody Kessler different looks back there in the pocket. You want to switch things up from a pressure standpoint, but you want to keep both on high all game long. This week versus the Baltimore Ravens is going to be important for the Cleveland Browns to get their quick passing game going with rookie quarterback Cody Kessler. I'm going to show you one way they can do so, which gives him front side reads. I think that's how they can help him get going early versus an aggressive defense like the Baltimore Ravens. So what we're going to do is put 2 tailbacks in the backfield. I'm a big fan of their personnel. Let's say this is Duke Johnson. So that way you have maximize your opportunities to the front side. We're going to give him a front side read. So what he's going to read is these backers and this strong safety in the corner. And we got 1, 2, 3 guys over here. So if they want to get pressure because they're facing a rookie quarterback, they may slant this guy inside here. They may bring this backer off the edge. They may also bring this linebacker here. So the route combination that we have going, we're going to run a quick slant here, maybe a post back here, and we're going to swing him out in the flat. So if you're Cody Kessler, if these 2 guys are coming, you don't know if this strong safety is going here or if this corner is going here. So if you see 3 guys coming front side, the ideal thing to do is to get rid of the football here or check here, because you want to see where this strong safety goes. If he even sits underneath this post and now you have the corner going over top, that's where you want to go. If not, if he goes back here, this is where you want to go get the ball in Duke Johnson's hands pretty quickly. Now, same route combination. If this backer wants to play the flat, try to play this swing route, and now you have this backer here, his job is to come right down this A gap, and this guy's going to now roll up, and he's going to stay over top. This is where you want to go. So, last scenario, if he drops, he squeezes, he stays the same, and he's riding over top. This is where you want to go, or you want to go here and trust Duke Johnson to beat a linebacker in space. So you can make the quick passing game very easy for a guy like Cody Kessler. Giving him a front side read in this ball game versus Baltimore could help the Cleveland Browns move the football more efficiently down the field. It's going to be important for the Baltimore Ravens to stop the running game of the Cleveland Browns. That's the one element of their offense that they do exceptionally well. They can run downhill, off tackle, even to the outside. So I'm going to show you how, in an obvious running situation, they can send pressure coming off the edge and get creative on the interior. Show you what we're talking about here, 3-4 defense, and we're going to send this corner coming off the edge. So as the cadence starts to wind down, you want him to creep close to the line of scrimmage, and then boom, shoot off the edge, try to contain it, and flush it right back in between this backer to backer box. So tackle to tackle box, if you want to call it that. So naturally, if he goes, he's going to have to replace. He's going to be manned up on the outside on that cornerback. And what we're going to ask this backer to do, get a good bump, try to hold that tight end here so that way this corner can come free. And he's going to drop back into the zone. You're going to have this defensive end or 5 technique crash inside hard on the B gap, trying to attack that outside shoulder of the guard. Why? Because we're going to have a delayed stunt here. He's going to get a good hold. He's going to come and get double B gap pressure. We're going to ask this backer to drop back here. He's shooting the gap this way. 5 tech is going to hold that tackle, allow this guy to get on the outside, and you're going to have the free safety drop back in the middle of the field, one-on-one on the outside. So this is one way, I think, again, in an obvious running situation, you're getting 1, 2, 3 speed pressure guys getting downhill, creative twist on the inside, double B gap pressure. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, again, stopping the Cleveland Browns running game, especially on first down or obvious running situations, just backs up that offense and makes it a Cody Kessler versus Joe Flacco game. And in my opinion, that favors the Baltimore Ravens.
The biggest X factor in this game for the Cleveland Browns will be running back Duke Johnson. We know he comes into the ball game in a complementary role in the running game, but I'm talking about his impact as a receiver out of the backfield. I think Cleveland can have some ideal matchups with him running routes down the field and can generate a big play in the passing game if they are able to get Duke Johnson involved. And for the Ravens, I think the biggest X factor will be how well they're able to excel in a short passing game. So I'm looking directly at guys like Dennis Pitta, the tight end, and also fullback Kyle Juszczyk, and how they utilize those 2 targets in the passing game. I think those are 2 matchups that they can exploit on offense. If they're able to get those guys going, then they'll be able to hit those bigger passes deeper down the field. I like the Browns in this ball game. This is the second meeting between these 2 squads, and so you'll see what adjustments are made on both sides of the ball for both squads. I do think where the Browns have the advantage is that they have the confidence knowing that they had a 20-point lead against Baltimore before things fell off track and they let that game slip away. I think in this one, you'll see them make a much more concerted effort to protect the football, not beat themselves, and put together a complete game from an offensive, defensive, and special team standpoint en route to their first victory.